Our young people are under attack. We about to get deep.
How we doing? This is Rob Boster with RBF Fitness and Nutrition. You should know the value that you bring to the marketplace. You know what your passion is. You know why you do what you do.
So racism, it's out there, but it doesn't have to stop you. Just because somebody might look at you a certain way, that doesn't have to stop your forward progress. That's where you have to eliminate the excuses. You got to make that game plan say, for me to get to that point, how we doing, everyone? So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because it's already 8:16 and it's my bedtime. So I tried to get on a little bit sooner, but my PC froze. Like right when I got all ready, and then the PC froze. But I'm here now. So people know I'm pretty outspoken about critical race theory, and I could care less about the political aspect of it because, as I said before, I'm not red, I'm not blue, I'm down the middle. So whatever your affiliations are, couldn't care less. I look at the content of what's being shared in the schools around me. Because I always say you can't shove people all into a box. You can't shove ideologies all into a box either. So I can only comment on what I'm seeing here in Rhode Island and Rhode Island schools. And then I see different videos online and stuff that's being preached to our children. And some of it I can't get behind. So we're gonna watch a couple short videos, and then I'm gonna have a message for our young people that I feel is being missed. All right. So the first one, this is a mom. This is a black mom addressing. I gotta switch the screen. Hold on. I suck at this part. There we go. Yeah. So she's addressing parents. Why do I suck at this? There we go. All right. And so just listen to what she says, then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Sounds like in practice.
White people are racist. So I put this up because I really want any white person in the room to know up front that this is what we're dealing with, that it's not going to be this coddling of white tears and what that looks like. We're not going to discuss, oh, maybe some of us have worked it out. No, you're always going to be racist, actually. So even when you're on your path to trying to figure out how to be a better human being, because I believe that white people are born into not being human, like that actually, instead of people of color and black folks being dehumanized, that actually everyone is dehumanized off rip within white supremacy, that y'all are born into a life to not be human, and that's what y'all are taught to do, to be demons. So in this particular way, white people are all racist.
Wow. So all I got to say about that is wow. So if you are a white person, how does that make you feel? Because one of the biggest things with race relations and racism is, telling someone how they should act or behave or expecting a certain behavior of them based on the color of their skin. And here's a woman telling a room full of people of a different race what they are because of the color of their skin. It's like you can't fight stupid with stupid. It just doesn't work that way. You can't fight racism with racism. You can't fight hate with hate. And this trickles down to the kids. Like I said, and that's the purpose of this, is that it trickles down to the kids. So let's watch the second one. Let me add it back to the stream here. So this one is of a parent. This is a black man at a school committee meeting. And let's listen to what he has to say.
It's pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other. That's pretty much all I can say. It's pretty much what it's going to all come down to. You're going to deliberately teach kids, this white kid right here got it better than you because he white? You're going to purposely tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? How did I get, first of all, we only got 5 minutes now, 5 minutes. 2 medical degrees. No mom, no dad in the my butt off to get through college. You gonna tell me somebody that look like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious? Not one white person ever came to me and say, well, son, you're never gonna be able to get nowhere because you know the black people. But guess what? What's sickening about this whole thing is what y'all doing right now is already something I do in my community right now to speak out against stuff, because black folks are getting told by other black folks, oh, you know you ain't gonna be able to do nothing out there in the world because them white folks ain't gonna let you get no, oh, you know you're not gonna be able to do it here because you know the white man gonna keep you down. Well, how did I get where I am right now if some white man kept me down? How am I now directing over folks that look just like you guys in this room right now? How? What kept me down? What oppressed me? I work for myself from off the streets to where I am right now. You gonna sit here and tell me this lie of critical race theory? This the reason why black folks can't get ahead because of white folks? Are you kidding me? This is what we come to now. I can't believe we even talking about this.
So you hear him? Are you kidding me? You know? And where are we? We're right here. See, and that's my feelings on that too, because I feel like how low of a bar do you have for black people if you really stand by that ideology? Because I just look at my family. I'm one of 7 siblings, and we are all successful, all of us. And it came down to our parents, our parents instilling values in us. Like, they didn't make us feel like the world owes us something or that the world is against us. They taught us there's going to be challenges in life, but if you want to get somewhere, do what's necessary and get it done. They didn't play the, you're going to have to work this hard, you're going to have to work that hard, you're going to be behind the 8 ball. We didn't play that nonsense. So I don't understand why we're filling the heads of our young kids with this nonsense. And this is going to have a reverse effect, because I'm pretty certain it was the late, great Whitney Houston who said, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. What is regurgitating stuff that happened in our past? What is that going to do to move them forward? Why not say, listen, this is the history of the country. And side note, the entire world was barbaric back in the day. The entire world, the Roman Empire, the ancient Chinese Empire, they were all barbaric. Public beheadings, public shootings, women had no rights. Like, the whole world was a ugly, ugly place. But especially for us here in America, we don't have to repeat that cycle. We don't have to. But what do we have? We have 2 political parties with 2 different ideologies fighting for power. So how do they maintain that power? Is they keep us fighting each other. And what's happening now is it's affecting our young kids. Now, let me go back to this again and watch the last one real quick. And yes, I'm playing one of a young white kid, because this is what's getting lost in all of this nonsense.
Despite the board's attempt to deny it, District 196 schools are quickly becoming a place where promoting activism is actually more important than promoting education. I'll take you back to my first day at RHS this fall. The principal came out and gave us a heartfelt speech about equality and standing together. He began to list countless races, such as Latino, Asian, expressing how much they matter and how important they are. But never once did he mention a race or identity that reflects me, or half the kids that were in the class. Now, members of the board, I know you haven't been to school in a while, and I know none of you or most of you don't have any kids left in the school district. But you must admit how uncomfortable it will be to be characterized just by your skin color on the first day of school and be thought that you were wrong just because of your skin color. So I will never forget the look one of my friends gave me from across the room as we were sitting there listening to this blatant bias being expressed in the so-called equity statement by the leader of our school. To be clear, I don't need you to tell me that I matter, but hearing the condolences given to other races and leaving just one race out, it inevitably you'll start to feel like you've done something wrong. And in our principal's attempt to unify us, he instead created unwarranted boundaries and barriers between his students, pitting us against each other based on characteristics that we can't control.
Exactly, based on characteristics that they can't control. And that's what we're doing to the kids. Like, that's what we're doing to the kids. And I was listening to a guy who's pro CRT, Dr. Lamont Hill, and he said, if we don't pay attention to the history, then we're doomed to repeat it. What you just heard this young boy say, we're currently repeating it. You're representing everyone else except me. You're giving all these other groups this attention except us. We're repeating history by doing this. That's exactly what's happening. And for especially the young Black kids, I mean, this is for all the kids, but especially the young Black kids, because you're the ones more so being told what you can and can't achieve in this world. And especially we're at a time now where my kids have known a Black president more than they've known a white president. Like, that's the reality that we're living in now. And there's more successful Blacks now than any other time in history. There's more Black millionaires, Black business owners, there's more Blacks in government. But yet we're telling our kids that they have no options. We're telling our kids they're being hunted in the streets instead of telling them, yeah, you might be looked at by a certain way by some people, but you can get through it. You might have some roadblocks, but you can get through it. You might have some mountains to climb, but you can get through it. Like, how come that part of the equation isn't being mentioned? Like, are there some racist jerks out there? Absolutely. But they're not all over the country. I've been to 33 states from coast to coast, and I've experienced blatant racism maybe twice in my almost 47 years on this earth. But yet you turn on the television and you would think it's everywhere. And we're filling the next generation's head with this stuff. And then you got people like LeBron James, who didn't go to college, who's on the verge of becoming a millionaire, and he grew up poor in the ghetto in Akron, Ohio, and he's done some great things off the court. You know, I'll give him his props, but then he's out here in front of the media pumping up criminals and saying that Blacks are being hunted in the street. It's like, dude, that's leftist propaganda. I know I said earlier this isn't about left or right, but that's exactly what that is. It's like, why aren't you using your platform to say, hey, this is where I started, this is the work that I put in, this is where I am, and this is what's coming next, and you can do it too. So that kid who is from a single parent home, who they might be on public assistance and the mom is working 2 jobs and they're growing up in daycare, why don't you tell that young kid, hey, listen, you're in this predicament now, but you can get through it. You can get through it. You might have to circle a little bit, but damn it, you can get through it. Why aren't we telling our kids that? I mean, I know I'm telling my kids that. I don't want to say out loud, but, you know, I don't let my kids think that they can't make it in life. You know, especially my 2 oldest kids are adults, and I help them to forge their own path. But I let them know what's out there. I let them know what could arise. You know, I let them know what obstacles could come in their way, but then I make them strong enough to get through it. Like, my son wanted to be a mechanic. He graduated high school. He went to college. He finished college. Guess what his career is? He's a mechanic. You know, my daughter finished high school. She's in college. And she wants to go into the fitness field and she wants to be an influencer. She's getting ready to start a YouTube channel. She has an Amazon store out and she's working with me in the gym, or going to be working with me in the gym. Like, nowhere did we stop and say, you know what, how are we going to navigate all this white supremacy out here? No, like it's all political nonsense. And for the love of God, can we stop filling our kids' head with it? Because that's exactly what's happening. Is that it's indoctrination. For the people that say it isn't, I challenge you, go down to your local school, because it's public record. They have to give it to you, and find out what they're teaching the kids. Because the stuff that I'm uncovering, it's eye-opening. It's eye-opening. Like, you guys know, I don't speak out on stuff just to speak out on stuff. I don't sit there and just try to build my following with nonsense. Because if that was the case, I'd jump on the leftist side, because that stuff goes viral in half a second. But no, I'm about success. I'm about helping people get success. I'm about helping people get out of their own way. You know, my other show is called Shut Up and Grind. You know, so when you stop worrying about the nonsense, you just focus on the work that has to be done, you can get to where you want to get, no matter what color, no matter what gender, no matter what religion, none of it, no matter what language you speak, none of that stuff matters. All you need is a goal, you need drive, and then perseverance. That perseverance is what's going to get you through any of the isms out there, the sexism, the racism, the age discrimination, because it's out there. Someone at some point is going to hate you for something. It's a fact of life. someone out there. Not everyone on this planet is gonna love you, and that's been from the beginning of time. I mean, Cain killed Abel, way back in the beginning. So hate's not going anywhere. So what it is we gotta teach you how to be strong enough to get past it. You got to get strong enough to get past. There's going to be people that will only see the color of your skin. But let me tell you something. If you were damn good at something, you can help them see past it. Because I'm sure people initially looked at Michael Jordan and said, yeah, look at this black guy. And then everyone's wearing his shoes, because he put himself in a position to be so damn good that they can't ignore him. They can't ignore his talent. And for every young black kid, person of color, white kid, doesn't matter what race you are. You can do whatever it is you want to do. You can be whatever it is you want to be. And don't let these adults who are fighting for power and money sidetrack you from your passion. Don't let them sidetrack you from what you were put on this earth to do, because you were born with a gift. Now get out there and use those gifts. Thank you guys for tuning in. Take care.